Hey, what's up, my Dragon Legion? How y'all been? So, Dragoons, today we're going to be doing a CardFight Vanguard deck profile. I'm my current Narukami Eradicator Stride deck profile, Sweet Command Stride deck profile, to be more specifically clear. Now, ever since the new Stride ruling of where we can have 16 strides total, I decided to take upon myself to make at least a few changes to the deck that I wanted to tackle onto, something I didn't really try out with up till recently, and it has gone through a little bit of changes, and the deck has been improving quite a bit ever since the changes. It's been looking quite a bit better ever since then, but there's always room for improvement, and there were a couple of ideas of the deck that I do want to do with the deck here and there once the final product is done, but nonetheless, it's still a fun deck. You can still do a lot of aggressive power plays, a lot of stride plays, a lot of superior ride plays, and a lot of retirement plays here and there, of course, which is one of the things that Narukami do best. And yeah, it's just a fun deck all around, you know. So I'll be explaining my choices of why I'm doing what I'm currently doing with the deck here and there. And yeah, as always, for those of you who are just here to net deck, I did leave the deck list in the description down below. For those of you who are just here to net deck, I only ask that you drop a like on your way out. It's very appreciative. It means a lot to me. And with that being said, let's move on straight into the deck profile right now. Shout out Dragoons. Alright, start with your Forerunner. Instead of one copy of just your Forerunner, we are playing two copies of your Forerunner. And they are Eradicator, First Thunder, Dracokid. The idea goal of this deck right here is stride into whatever powerful stride you want to stride into, while also utilize the ability of using this guy's ability. What his ability is, while he's in your rearguard circle, I'm going to read it out. When your opponent's rearguard is put in the drop zone due to the effect of one of your cards, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Eradicator's card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 10 cards from your type of deck, search up to one card named Eradicator, Sweet Command Dragon from among them, write it, and shuffle your deck. So what this means is it gives you the ability to have a Sweet Command Dragon out of nowhere as a Vanguard. Even if your Vanguard is currently in Stride, you can Superior Ride, but if you do Superior Ride, the the G unit that was originally your Vanguard at first immediately goes face up to your G zone, and your Sweet Command Dragon is now your new current Vanguard as of right moment. So it gives you a lot of heavy retirement abilities, because when your Sweet Command Dragon comes out, he also gives you more abilities where you can retire some rear guards as well. And he's just an all-around fun card to play around with all in general, and just Eradicators in general. So yeah, two Sweet Commands, always a great card to have around in general. And that's it for the... That's all we're doing for Forerunners. For the triggers, we have, of course, your 4 heals. All the triggers right here are all Eradicator triggers. So 4 heal triggers, of course, because for G Guardians, and of course healing, of course. And then we are currently doing the 4 draw, and then the 8 critical line over here. Now, if you watch my videos in the past, normally when I play Vanguard, I occasionally like to play 6 draws and 6 critical, but I decided to change things up a little bit, be a little bit more aggressive than I used to be, because with 16 strides now a thing, we have to be a little bit more aggressive, and I want to be able to hit those big heavy numbers, because the longer I hesitate and let my opponent stride into a powerful G unit, the harder it's going to be to fight back against my opponent. It's become so important to fight back against my opponent's G Guardians as of late. I've even thought about cutting out 2 of my draw triggers to potentially throw in 2 more critical triggers, just so I can hit those likely numbers more optimally and such. So that's what I'm currently doing the way it is. But at the same time, I kind of contemplate of not doing that, because I am playing Dragonic Descendant in this deck right here, and Descendant has that restand ability as well. So there's just a lot of things you got to think about with what comes to this deck here and there. So yeah, it's all really based upon player preference here. So that right there is the trigger lineup. Now, the reason why as I said earlier, I'm still playing Eradicator triggers, and there is a good portion of deck that are still Eradicators. With the way how Sweet Command Dragon is, you can pretty much get away with a good portion of your deck not being Eradicators, but I want to keep my deck as Eradicator based as much as I possibly can, with a few exceptions, because there are those possibilities where I will have to rely on Descendant, and while Descendant doesn't require Eradicators to counterblast in order to go off, he does require Eradicators to pitch for his ability, and I want to be able to have access to my Descendant just as much as I want my Sweet Command Dragon, just in case things don't go my way. So anyways, for the grade 1s, we have the 4 Eradicator Perfect Guards. As I said earlier, I want to keep my deck as much Eradicator as much as possible, while still play some non-Eradicators, but I want to keep my deck the way it is. So 4 Eradicator regular Perfect Guards, nothing really too special right there. And then 4 Mighty Bolt Dragoons. He's your instant stride for this deck right here. 3 copies of a card I'm currently messing around with, and that is 3 Deadly Eradicators Yahoo. I apologize if I botched his name wrong. His ability is when you're riding into a grade 3 Eradicator, you can put him to solo your Vanguard, and when you do, you can retire one of your opponent's rear guards in the front row. Now, what's really good about this guy right here, I took out Rising Phoenix in this deck right here, because Sweet Command Dragon's Limit Break ability does require Soul Blasting a little bit, just in case if you find the opportunity to use Sweet Command Dragon's ability and such. So that's why I got so what's really good about him is that he allows me to build up souls, and he's another good card to help me choose Eradicator cards along with my triggers for me to pick off, so I can have more options of cards to put in my soul, my Vanguard when I ride into Sweet Command Dragon, so I can have more options of cards to pop off, and I can have more cards in soul, so I can be more likely to use my Sweet Command Dragon's ability, while also, as I said earlier, keep my things as much Eradicator based, so I can use Descendant's ability. And speaking of Eradicators, to finalize the grade ones, 2 copies of Eradicator Egghelm Dragon, or Dracokid, pardon me, or Eggy, as I call him for short. Eggy is just a good Limit Break enabler. A lot of people have proven that you really only need just one Limit Break enabler in a Limit Break based deck in today's era of Vanguard right now. But I like 2 right here because 1, it's more Eradicator cost, more Eradicator names for more things that require Eradicator names, and 2, it just gives me more options cards, and it gives me the early access ability of having an early Limit Break without having to wait till I'm at 4 damage. Like, get onto an early Descendant when you're going first, and have that Descendant to potentially attack twice, and then the second time when he attacks, he gets a critical while very early in the game. It's a very helpful ability, and it can allow you to go in with those heavy damage to your opponent right off the bat, and it allows you to get aggressive to your opponent very fast and very quickly. And that's it for the grade 1s. For the grade 2s, for grade 2s, I'm not playing any Eradicator grade 2s because these grade 2s have very huge heavy retirement abilities, except for one in particular, and they allow me to do some heavy retirement, and they also come off with some nice cards in particular, strides, and other units in particular, especially with Dracokid, first Thunder Dracokid, to be more specifically. And that's why these grade 2s are in the deck for that reason. So for the grade 2s, we have the 4 Dragonic Deathscythe, pretty much old school Vanguard in a way. He's pretty much old school Blaster Blade. Counter Blast 2, we call it Vanguard. We place a Vanguard in a rearguard circle, and then pop 1 grade 2 less rearguard. Just a great card in general. It allows you to pop all those early annoying rearguards you don't want to deal with, and it just allows you to take care of whatever's the threat even more. And not only that, as I said earlier, it allows you to combo all with some really nice cards here and there that you can do some really nice combos here and there with. And then next up, we have 4 Full-Edge Horn Dragons. Full-Edge Horn Dragon is pretty much Twilight Arrow Dragon, but weird, but yeah, really cool version for this deck very well. His ability is when he's being boosted by Narukami while he's attacking by Vanguard, while he's attacking a Vanguard, GB1 by the way, you can Counter Blast 1. If you do, your opponent retires one of his or her rear guards of his or her own choice, but that rear guard is binded, which is very powerful because this hurts a lot of decks that happen to rely on recycling and anything related to recycling. So this card allows you to make some big, huge power plays here and there. This guy is so good. I'd even contemplate maybe trying a Dragonic Finisher Voltage in his stride. He's not in there right now at the moment, but I will probably make some room where I put in at least 2 copies of Voltage very soon, because this card helps out your Voltage plays very nice. And so this is the next card I'm going to show you. And next up, to finish off the grade 2s, we have 3 Dragonic Dragon Berseker Zorras. This dude is just a heavy-duty fun card to play with. The only bummer part about this card is he cannot attack the Vanguard. Not Vanguard, sorry. He cannot attack any rear guards if he's in your rear guard circle. But it's not. But you got a lot of abilities where you take out rear guards anyways. So him not taking out, being allowed to attack rear guards is not really a downfall at all. But what he does, he's got a lot of great other abilities to make up for it. His ability is while he's in rear guard circle, while he's attacking your opponent's Vanguard, not only he gains 3,000 power while attacking, but also he gains the ability of, if his attack is a hit, you can Counter Blast 1. If you do, draw a card and bind 1 card in your opponent's drop zone. Which, again, as I said about Voltage, he's another card that gives you more binding options, which is actually very interesting. And it gives you some ideas to maybe take in some cards that benefit from that, and maybe in the near future. But for right now, the moment, just the fact that he takes out more cards that hurts a lot of recycling plays and gives you free draw as well. Well, sort of free draw as well while you're taking out while you're taking at the Vanguard as well. It's just a very powerful ability, especially when he combos all with great powerful cards like Conquest Dragon. Oh my god, this dude is fun when you mix him up with Conquest Dragon. He is just a fun card when you got Conquest going on and such. So yeah, that right there was the Grade 2 lineup. Now for the Grade 3s. For the Grade 3s, we're playing the, so to speak, Heart and Soul entire deck right here. For Sweet Command Dragons. Sweet Command Dragon, his ability is Limit Break 4, Counter Blast 2, and Soul Blast 2. When a rear guard is retired because of one of your card effects, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card. Retire one opponent's rear guard's front row, and he gains 5,000 power till end of turn. So right off the bat, he's a 1600. He's a 1600, gives you one draw, and retires one, which is very nice. And also, when he's called a rearguard circle, he also has the ability of you can take any one of your Eradicator rearguards, put them in Soul your Vanguard. When you do, you can retire one of your rearguards front row. So this guy alone can potentially allow you to just knock out your opponent's entire front row, even without striding or using your first Dracokid. And when you do so, he becomes a 16 attacker with 2 less rearguards out of nowhere and a draw out of nowhere, which is just a very powerful ability. And that's not even counting what else you can do with a powerful deck like this. So yeah, very powerful dude right here. So 4 Sweet Command Dragons, and when you get a Dracokid going with this guy, he becomes a threat very fast and very quickly. And then to finish off the Grade 3s, my favorite Eradicator of the entire subclan, and that's of course for Eradicator Dragonic Descendant. Limit Break 4, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, and its attack is not a hit, you may Counter Blast 1 and pitch 3 Eradicators. If you do, this unit can stand right back up and attack one more time with having 1 critical. And when this unit, and during your main turn, you can Counter Blast 2 Eradicators. When you do, this unit gains 5,000 power till end of turn. You probably, with the way how things are in Vanguard right now, you probably don't need the second ability that much no more. Probably not at all. But it's really nice to have the first ability, and what's really great about this ability is that this card can combo off with your Dracokid very well. Like, you could have 3 Twin Dragons total. Like, you can have this guy attack twice, then have attack, like, say, Voltage Horn Dragon, have Voltage Horn Dragon, take out a rear guard and such by using his ability. Then, immediately after your Voltage Horn Dragon is done taking out a card, Dracokid goes off, and you can get a Sweet Command Dragon out of nowhere, fresh stand up, ready to attack again, and just knock off some boards right off the bat. And he just becomes a very huge heavy-duty card. I'm not gonna lie, I have actually contemplated taking one of them out of the deck just so I can put in 1 copy of Gauntlet Buster Dragon. Because as you all saw earlier, I am currently messing around with Finished Blow Dragon and Gauntlet Dragon. And just Gauntlet Buster Dragon just happens to combo off with Finished Blow Dragon very well, and it's just a really fun card you can do with this deck right here. But the 4 Descendants are still great as they are right now, and yeah, it's really all based upon player's preference. And that is it for the main deck right here. Now for the strides, as you saw earlier, the 4 copies of True Eradicator Finished Blow Dragon. What Finished Blow Dragon does is GB2, Counter Blast 1, and then flip any copy. No, just take any card face on G zone and turn it face up. When you do, he gets the ability to end of turn. Every time one of your opponent's rear guard is retired because of one of your card effects, this unit gains 1 critical and 5,000 power. And he also gains the ability of, when you first activate his ability, if you have a Gauntlet Buster in his card name, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and to be retired right out the bat. So it's just a really fun card. That's why, as I said earlier, I thought about putting Gauntlet Buster Dragon back in the deck, because Gauntlet Buster can combo off this guy very well, very efficiently, and he is just a fun, heavy-duty card. And if you can retire at least 3 rear guards when you get your abilities going and such, this dude can be swinging at, let's say, 26, 31, 41 with 4 crits total, and that's not even counting what you get on your triple drive, or how much more power he'll give if he gets boosted, or anything like that. So this card can be a very fast and help this deck become a lot more aggressive, a lot more heavy duty, and he just becomes a big, huge threat very fast to your opponent when your opponent least expects it. And then, of course, in my opinion, the best ride for Narukami right now at the moment, for Conquest Dragon, GB2, you know it doesn't say GB2, but Zorras big GB2. Flip another copy of him face down for damage, face up. And not only you can retire when your opponent's rear guards in front row, but all your front row guys, including him, will gain 5k power for every empty rear guard circle in your opponent's side of the field. So if your opponent has no front row rear guards, this card will just... My apologies for that. My battery decided to die on me in the last minute. Thankfully, I got a new battery. Anyways, for Conquest Dragon, probably in my opinion, the best Narukami stride in general. As I said earlier, can't go wrong with 4 Conquest Dragons. I know I keep on saying this on my previous Narukami videos in the past, but please bear with me. I am getting them very shortly. Most of these videos right here you've been seeing as of late were all recorded within the past few weeks at the same time. But at the time this video is being uploaded, I should have the other 2 copies of him. This is supposed to be 4 copies. Lightning Dragon Knight Zorras. Zorras is just a fun Narukami and Eradicator, surprising to say. He combos off with first kid Dragokid very well because he's on hit ability, and when his ability is on hit, retire one, and then his first kid Dragokid will go off, and you can get a Sweet Command Dragon out of nowhere. Followed by another thing that's also good about this card is, as I said earlier, he's a nerd card that combos out with Dragonic Deathscythe voltage very well for later game. Because not only he allows you to retire one, which by the way is your opponent's choice what card they retire, also you get to bind 2 cards and your opponent's drop zone from play. So this also helps you out against a lot of removal plays, and again, this also helps you out against a lot of decks that love to recycle. So this card is just fun to play against a lot of recycling decks as well. And then everything else is just the 4G Guardians. The 4G Guardians I decided to play in this deck. I should have ordered them by now, and they should have been on its way by now. The 4G Guardians I did order will be in the description down below of what G Guardians I chose to play with. And yeah, we'll go off on there as such. And yeah, Dragoons, that right there was my Eradicator Sweet Command Stride deck profile. There is some room for improvement, but it has made a lot of other improvements ever since the last deck profile we've done on this channel. And it's a really fun deck in general, and I'm really happy with how the build is so far. And it's definitely a lot more effective and efficient than it's been in the past. And definitely with the 16 strides ruling, it's definitely made this deck a lot more efficient, more powerful. And I can't wait to see what other improvements I can do with the deck in the near future. So, with that being said, let me know what Dragoons think about this deck profile in the comment section down below. And I will see Dragoons around. Hope you Dragoons enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and a favorite if you did, and share this video with other people. It really helps me out a lot. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with the latest updates about myself and this channel. And subscribe today to become part of the Dragon Legion Alliance. And I'll see you Dragoons another day. Christian Dragoon, signing out. Peace.